it was I still like to do that in terms of being broad, but like any program that they want to do, and then join the group, whether it's PIO, 21 Day Fix, or whatever. I liked, Dana mentioned doing like just a weight training focus. So that's with Fix Extreme, Body Beast, Hammer and Chisel.
Like a good idea.
Like a what?
Like a toning group.
Yeah.
Something like specifically for like building mass.
Absolutely. I'm going to talk to everybody. Like this month will be a lot about like all my periscopes and videos. I'll try to just talk about why weight training is important and muscle, and girls not being afraid of muscle, guys not just wasting their time in the gym. I'm going to hit on that point a lot. I think people know how to lift weights, but they're not getting that metabolic workout that it looked pretty crazy. Some of the workouts I saw. So should be exciting.
Yeah, I would like to do it, I think, after I finish.
Max 30?
Max 30.
Totally. Well, how much longer do you have? Is it 60 days max 30, or is it? It's
It's 60 days. So I have 5 weeks left.
Nice.
I was going to tell you last night, Amanda, you look awesome.
Thanks.
My manicure party, but you look really good. Have you lost weight since you started?
I don't think so. Initially, the first week I lost 1.5 pounds. But the following week, my nutrition was off, and I ended up gaining it back. And I don't know about the scale tomorrow morning. That'll be tough to digest. But I can tell a difference in my arms and just my strength for sure. So
working out, like even if your like scale doesn't change, like I feel like everything feels like you look less like your swelling and bloating just is like so different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like weight the same, but the way especially in people's faces, I feel like I can totally tell a difference. Like when I'm actively working out, and even though the scale may stay the same, but like I totally carry like bloating in my face, and it's like compared to the two.
Yeah. No, I think it's also, I've noticed, 'cause I'm a huge, like my scale is so wonky compared to what I've been and it's just so weird. But muscle just totally changes your shape. It changes your posture. Just working out, all that stuff. Like everything's tight. I just think of it as like tight versus soft.
Yeah. I was standing next to my dad, and he has some scoliosis, and I don't know if it's getting worse, if that happens with age, or if it's just like the natural shrinking that occurs as people get older. But he was only a couple inches taller than me, and I was like, I'm not growing still, right? I know he's probably shrinking, but I figure my posture's been a lot better.
Yeah. That'll help you look like you lost 5 pounds in and of itself. Like wearing heels or whatever. It's like just elongating yourself.
Absolutely.
Welcome, Valerie. Hello. Okay, so what I wanted to, we were just talking about Masters, Hammer and Chisel, the Hammer and Chisel workout, and our game plan with that. I know Julie's she used to not believe this, but she's like, every program that comes out, it's a responsibility as a coach to, if you really do take this seriously, to take that under your wing. And she's like, I'm not crazy about 21 Day Fix, but I know it helps people, so that's why I do it. I feel similarly about 21 Day Fix. Like the reason I work out on top of the classes is just to give that at-home experience, those videos for people to see. So just knowing that, if you want your business to grow, it's obviously, this is case in point, a tool to do so. But if you're like with Amanda, she's doing max 30. So it's important to stay consistent and have those after results and all that, and not feel like ADD where you have to do everything on a timeline that everybody else is. I just eventually, it's good to be strategic if you can and know those things ahead of time. But yeah, what else? Is there anything big you guys wanted to cover tonight?
What's like kind of good strategy for coming into like the holidays? Because I know last year, because I was a fairly new coach last Christmas, and I was like nobody everybody's kind of like tight wallet before the holidays.
Right.
As far as like investing in themselves. So like, do you feel like doing more like freemiums during this time of year, like clean eating challenges, or doing like 6-day like Shakeology challenge kind of thing with like the sample packets is like a better way to go and like set yourself up for January?
I think that's a good tactic for sure. If you're not going to take advantage of like something like the hammer and chisel thing, or for me, yeah. So like I'm going to strategically do clean eating groups and do the program to advertise it a ton and then launch it come the new year. Because I think people will either like advertising it for a month. It's got to be something that they've planted that seed. Like, oh, it's just perfect for New Year. So I think of it as hyping it up for New Year's and hyping it up for 2016. So yeah, I use this month as a freemium, pump it up, not necessarily start a challenge group. And I think it just works out with my calendar, because I know I'm not ready to like do a group right in the middle of the month, right before the holidays. And Thanksgiving was a little different. Like I still had people on board, but a lot of it was leftover or repeats, and then maybe like 1 or 2 new people. And that's something with coaching you'll see more and more, is that you might have 1 or 2 new people a month, but as you're coaching people, all these people are still involved in the challenge groups. And I tend to try to be consistent for that reason alone.
Right. So what do you do like in between challenge groups? Like, okay, because I have an accountability group that's like super quiet, unless it's an in between time in between my challenge groups, where my active challengers are actually like talking in that accountability group, and then the active people go into the challenge group and then go back to the accountability group. So I have all the people that I've signed up like since the beginning in this accountability group. So I have like one group that it's kind of sit there, and I post in it probably like 3 times a week. Do you feel like that's a good way to like keep track of people and like always like you're a little in touch with them?
I think so. I think it's a great place to keep them. And then when you promote your next challenge where it's a fresh start, that you have an organized group of people, I think it's very wise to keep. I never like remove myself out of groups unless I've already created identical groups for that and they have the same people majority of the time. And the good thing about groups is that when you do an event and you create an event, you can invite those groups, which is a lot more easy than remembering which friends to invite or whatever. Yeah, I kind of just keep that rolling challenge group, whoever wants to stay in it, but I do a new one every month. In terms,
so you don't turn off, or people like you don't really have like a ending date from this date to this date, and then people just stay in there and continue to talk.
Yeah, so I let them stay in there if they want, but I guess the seizing of the group, like there's always an end deadline, but then I let people just, I guess they kind of finish. I don't know. I think because I've done something new every month, or I do a new group every so often, that if people want to continue with me as like a daily content uploaded, like I don't keep those other groups active. I guess I just assume that I don't close them because I want to have access to them, right. But I assume that they're going to be dead.
Right.
So it might not that it's not worth you posting every 3 days or whatever. That could be totally valuable content. It just they're seeing it. It doesn't mean that they're not listening to it. But time wise, you could just, for whatever reason, every time I've started a new group, people will pipe up. Yeah, I want to be in on it. And I'll do it in the news. I'll do it on my own timeline and my own news feed and in those groups. I'll try to advertise it. Yeah. So that's my game plan. I was going to do a sneak peek. I didn't have a lot of luck, which again, I think is just the nature of the month. And I think we all are always trying to toggle between getting coaches and challengers. And like, I was talking to Christy, and it seems like even though sneak peeks are awesome, a lot of the time coaching, like the people who are signing up as coaches, are happening naturally. If they're ready to go, they kind of go instead of needing to have a sneak peek in 5 days. And that could be the email that I'm sending that basically includes the information that I release in the sneak peek. And what have you guys found with signing up coaches? Is anybody having any particular luck lately, or not luck, or struggles?
I feel like I've personally tried like, I feel like I had kind of a weird summer just with my wedding and stuff. So I've just been trying to get back on track to consistency to where I can get to a good place to start like attracting coaches. But I mean, Brenda's doing good and she's like wanting to like get involved and stuff. So that's good. And I signed up a coach last week or something like that. And she kind of signed up for the discount, but also wouldn't mind sharing it either. Like she liked the workout, she signed up for BOD. So so she's like, you know, I totally would love to like share this with people. She's like, it's not something I probably would like pursue right at this present moment, but if I'm talking about it and people are interested, like I would like to help them with that. So
Right. That's cool.
yeah.
Can always urge her along. Anybody else? Valerie, Jessica? Jessica's back to her walk like it.
I haven't had anybody sign up as a coach for quite some time. Well, I guess it's been just a couple of months. I had a coach, he signed up, and then his wife signed up underneath him, so that's good. It's the first, I guess, tier 2 coach under me that I've had. Otherwise, pretty much everyone else is a discount coach. I have one potential. She has been talking to me about it for months and months and months and months. And actually, she was getting Shakeology from a friend who wasn't drinking it. And so she had 3 months worth of Shakeology. And once that was all gone, which was going to be in November, she was going to sign up so she can continue to give the Shakeology at a discount. However, she does want to be active. So we'll see how that goes. I've reached out to her and she hasn't committed yet, which is totally fine. It's up to her. I have another potential discount coach to sign up tomorrow. She wants to do it at the very last of the month because she gets paid on Tuesday. So she wants to sign up for the challenge pack and everything. She doesn't want to put anything on a credit card. So hopefully that'll put me at SC3 because I have one that's going through hopefully either tonight or tomorrow. So anyway, no, not really any that are wanting to be active in the business except the one that just has been putting it off for a few months. So
yeah, that's understandable. I definitely know I need to work on just talking about, I think that's something we can all concentrate on and just think and reflect on how do we want to be putting, it's kind of like it's very easy. I think it's all very easy for us to talk about fitness and health. It's kind of gray to put out the whole business thing. I feel like Christy does a good job in terms of just like, she doesn't have reservations. She just puts out like what the money's doing for her, how it's helping, why she's doing it. And it could be that she has a really good grasp on it because she is having success and she's also a teacher where she's very like good with her money. So she sees, for me, I have a lot of streams of revenue and they all kind of cover everything together in my mind. And my struggle is that it's difficult. I don't want to throw what I do, like my day job, under the bus or act like it hasn't contributed. Let alone if I had a hairstylist business, if I was a teacher and like the last thing you want to do is tell people that you are trying to not be this forever. So I try to I need to get back to posting. I think when I was at Platinum Presenters, it was nice to always just talk about the time, the community, the relationships. But part of me really wants to get to more, and maybe that's something that I'm just kind of rambling now, but I think that that's something that as you reach the right people and numbers, of course, more and more people, and as the right people, when they see it as an opportunity and they see themselves with you, that's something that they'll move forward on. So I could just be being really hard on myself but just something to keep in mind. How can you present the business in a way that is clear that you want people to join you and to empower them to think that they could do it. But then again, every time I've ever talked to Julie about this, she's like, you got to get more challengers, get challengers involved in those, that kind of cream rises to the top of people who love Beachbody and want to pay it forward as well. And I will say that the coaches who have signed up recently, anybody that's like a discount coach or anything has like been a Beachbody fanatic or avid user. And those people might come out of the woodwork for you too, or you're just like, they love Beachbody, but they didn't want to become a coach until they were ready. And then they wanted to go with you because they liked you. So never rule out people who aren't necessarily under you, because it's starting to come out more and more for me. Well, cool. Anybody else have any advice, like what they're going to do through the holidays and how to get through December? And
Go ahead, Jess.
So I have to hit buttons to try to do this on my phone, so it doesn't work as easily with walking and typing.
right.
My biggest thing is, as you've probably noticed, I talk about 900 million other things than Beachbody right now. However, I don't know, but I've definitely been floating around. I'm somehow going to hit SC5 this month with just kind of roller skating, which I'm not going to lie, that sucks. I hate even admitting it.
Right.
Even contemplating quitting, which that's like the complete opposite of everything that I've ever thought of in like my internal being.
Mm-hmm.
But just, just struggling honestly with thinking outside of the box and trying to figure out how to make it work. And all these other projects I have going on. But yeah, definitely just kind of trying to bring it back up. I'm definitely going back to more home workouts as my schedule changes and gets a little crazier. And excited about Hammer and Chisel, the December challenge with the fix. Working on doing more with the eating plans and things. I've been following Anita again. She's been posting more meal plans.
Yeah.
Which I just don't have the time to do that. But, sharing is caring. So
That was
using
Anita
those meal
Myron.
plans- yeah.
Nice.
Using her meal plans to kind of, give some tips to people that I already have, or a lot of people that I have already fallen off. I've got a lot of inactive coaches. I think I've got 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of hurts a little bit. And so just trying to figure out where they're at as well. Just trying to be the best I can be and still be, I don't know. I still talk about it a lot when I'm at Old Navy. I've met a lot of cool people and gotten connected to a lot of people lately.
Mm-hmm.
So the seeds are still being sown, even though there's not really a whole lot of action, I guess, right now.
Yeah, you're definitely in a position where you're meeting a ton of people. I deal with that too, Jessica, where I'm just like promoting classes for people to come to, then challenge groups, then I'm trying to really grow Periscope, which I know is going to benefit. And I talked about this last team call, but Shailene Johnson's all about it. And there's a reason that she's all about it is that, one, live streaming is just the wave of the future. But another big thing is that you can repurpose that 1 hour video. Like, let's say you were doing this and then you can hire somebody to turn that into a blog. Somebody can turn that into videos for Twitter, or not videos, but like a post for Twitter, a post for Facebook, just that repurposing so you can be everywhere. And I'm really working on figuring that out so that I can share that advice with you guys and all that. So Jessica, yeah, I think that's the cool thing about once you get to a certain point where you have enough numbers, enough people, you can not easily get to Success Club 5, but I could not be doing a challenge group and still get people contacting me for help, and those turn into conversations, which turn into challenge packs. I basically just match them up with something. And I get a lot of this where people will ask if I'm a personal trainer, or you might even have somebody ask you, do you know any personal trainers, or has anyone dealt with that, like asking for fitness advice? Yeah.
Well, I kind of am, but they still don't even think about that. Like, even when they come to my group classes, they're just like, I really wish I had more whatever, or I have this, or wish I knew how to eat this, or wish blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hello? I'm like, I teach you the classes. I can connect you to the home programs. I am a trainer. I do these things. This is my life.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
Well, it just goes to show you how people don't,
They don't connect it.
and you got to remind them. And that's why, like, having challenge groups monthly and just putting it out there and just working it out, and even posting your workout in a small thing like message or need help with your home fitness, message me in chat. Need help with your health goals, message me in chat. Like, always invite them to something. I think that's something that once I started doing, I got a lot more people feeling comfortable. Like, hey, she's not just posting this. She's telling me to feel free to reach out to her. So that's a small little detail that's helped me out a lot. Yeah.
And Kayla, I have one of those groups too that I put everybody, I call it my alumni club.
Oh, cute.
That I put everybody in. So I try to keep active in there too. That's kind of my portal, as you said, as I'm working on building an email list. So I can do that as well. But until then, I've gotten a few repeats or just program purchases and other random things or referrals from them. So I definitely don't think it's a bad idea. I really think it's a good idea.
You just have to kind of keep track of everybody. Like, it's hard to, like, I mean, I've been doing this for over a year, and I don't have, like, a ton of people, but more than I have time to, like, go back through and be like, hey, how are you doing?
And do you know how to export a customer list? Like, you can go into Beachbody and export anybody who's ever ordered anything from you?
Oh, I didn't know you could export it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just started doing that with Michelle to help with my MailChimp stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
What was that? Exporting what?
customer list. So if you go to Beachbody and you go to, let me just go to it. So you're going to Beachbody. Let me share my screen really quick. I forgot I could do that. Cool. Hold on. Okay. I don't know how this works exactly, but
So
That'll help you create an email list right there.
can you guys see what I'm sharing? Like, can you see?
Oh, no, I can't.
Did you say you guys could see it? It's doing something weird.
I can see it.
Okay. Oh, there you guys are. Okay, so I'm in here. I'm gonna go to, this is my second business center.
what's the level to get a second business center?
2-star diamond.
Okay.
But then I'm not 2-star diamond anymore. I'm 1-star. But I think like your lifetime rank, I would imagine.
Now, what is the second business center I get? Your first one is like your main one.
So the second one that you basically get to open up your own, another you. And so it's like you basically can build them to diamond and you can so here's where the really cool thing is you want to put whenever that happens, remember you have to get to 2-star diamond first. Whenever that happens, you put that coach office in the weak leg because you can start contributing. Like I have everybody order under here now because for volume. And it'll make sense when you guys get to diamond and have cycle bonuses and all that. But the cycle bonus basically, like, let's say I have 1,000 points on my right leg and 50 points on my left. But I put my coach online office on my left and have everybody order through my office, so I get paid twice.
It's nice. Not gonna lie.
It's almost like a promotion where it's like, oh, you earned your way to not game the system, but take advantage of the system. Yeah. So here's my reports, right? I gotta remember.
My customer.
Advanced customer search, or is it just customer search? Whatever.
Advanced, I think. I think I use advanced.
Yeah. Aaron Young did this and you could pull up like Shakeology orders or 21 Day Fix orders. So let's, I think you just do.
Or you can do certain dates or whatever.
Let's say who ordered something in November. What would be useful for me would be, I try to remember when I can't remember, but let's say 2008. And you have to do, what is it, 29th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let's say Beachbody programs purchased. Hope this works. Does that look about right, Jess? From what you saw? I don't have Excel on my computer is the only thing. I wonder what that'll do. Do you guys all have like Excel or anything like that?
I do. But you have a Mac, don't you?
Yeah. I'm clicking on this. Should have some. If you do it right, it'll have a bunch of results for you. If I had my Excel, let's see. Adobe maybe?
Yeah, I can open it in a PDF.
So impatient. I saw Joy joined us. Okay. Dang it, I did it wrong. Okay. Duh. No results. What did I do wrong? Let's see. I've done it where I did it wrong, and then
I can also do it under my just customer orders. So if you go all the way back up to the top, go to my business, my customers.
Oh, my orders, my customer orders.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This one won't be, and then you can export to whatever that way too.
Yeah. So definitely play around on it. Export, right?
Yeah, but tell it what kind you want. You don't want it in an Excel. So that little drop down. And tell it what dates and things. So there should be an edit report.
Filter report.
Yes.
Order date. Let's just try something short. I don't know why I was trying to do something really long. Okay. Show report.
Yes. And then you can export that list to whatever. So that's your list, and then you would export it to wherever you want it to go. That's still your old one, I think.
Sorry, guys. Might need to play around with it.
It may just be the way you're doing it. I'm not really sure. I can't tell from my phone.
I don't know what all these other things are, but yeah, I think if you're on a computer with Excel or whatever, like I might not have Adobe or whatever the case is. So does that make sense how to do custom orders and just play around with it for sure, and it'll work. Like I got to figure that out, but I'll let you guys know. What were we talking about? Ben joined us. Awesome. Hello. Okay, well, we were just because you joined, we were talking about hammer and chisel, and then we were talking about just what to do for the holidays in December and all that. Maybe Joy and Ben, is there anything you guys want to share? Any successes? Any things you guys are proud of or working through?
Yeah, I can start. I have one potential customer interested in the 21-day fix, so I'm kind of thinking about doing a 21-day fix group maybe for December. I don't know if anybody else has mentioned that earlier before I joined, or if anybody wants to do that together or something. And she's probably not interested in Shakeology, but she wants to do the fix because she wants to do workouts at home. She doesn't want to drive to the gym. She likes to work out at home, and she's interested in something else. And she at first talked about like P90X3, and then I showed her the fix, and she was interested in that. So I've kind of been talking to her. And then I'm excited to start a TurboKit class at my school.
Yeah.
And I'm starting tomorrow. So I took a shower, just finally I'm done, ready to go. And that'll be about 20 women maybe every week or every other week. And so I'm excited to get to know them better and see what their needs are and what their goals are. So
Awesome. That's so cool. I know it's a big thing for Joy, so that's exciting, and that'll be good.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited.
I know you'll keep me posted. Cool. How about you, Ben? Looks like you're in uniform and
yeah, I've got
something.
15 minutes. I don't have much time.
Oh, all I heard was you don't have much time, but it seems like you have the connection's a little weird.
Well, I'm in the hallway of the hotel. We're about to get on the bus.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for joining us. I can share this in the team page
Okay.
for you.
What's it been about so far? I was sleeping the first half hour apparently.
Yeah, just hammer and chisel, December plans, and just gearing, like attracting coaches and attracting challengers, how we're getting conversations going, kind of sharing best practices. And then we did a how to, like, once you do get customers, there's ways to keep track of them. And that's always easier said than done. So we're trying to actually showcase how to do that in the back office. But of course it wasn't cooperating. So figuring that stuff, the administrative stuff out. But yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you and Amanda are doing the Max 30. We noticed Amanda looking more athletic and seeing the results physically.
Yeah, she's definitely made me work out a lot more. I've kind of failed on the food side.
That's always the hardest. Well, for me, it's the hardest part too. I think for
My
most.
mom enjoyed European food this week.
My
A little bit too
downfall.
much.
It was Thanksgiving this week. I think that's a tough
I
one.
kind of gave myself that excuse.
Yeah.
So this month's plans will be to make up for the last week,
Nice.
and then I gotta get more active, like more live, I guess, on the like page that I've been working on because I've been shy about it. So I gotta work past. I kind of talked to you about that. And, I've got so many notes, like on my phone. I've got like 20 different notes where I like write down what I want to say in my videos, and then I never actually put in the videos. I gotta get past that time of posting those. After talking to you, I haven't been home the last 7 days, so I want to go up to that gym and see if I can talk with them about how I can get more involved there. And then I think that'll help with the actual coach side where I start recruiting people to me. So
Awesome. Yeah, Ben and I were chatting about just increasing your positive circles and people in your life, and it's a distant memory for me, but I definitely had, I'm sure we can all kind of like think back before coaching or before we got involved in more healthy activities. And it was just the people that you were around, you know, a lot of my close friends, a lot of my family, they get on board here and there now, but I mean, my circles have completely changed. And it's not saying that I don't like those people or I don't try to spend time with them. It's just so much larger and grander and more positive now. And that comes with, we talked to Ben about like going to a gym or just thinking of different places to go, just networks, communities. So yeah, I think that's a good practice for anybody if you're finding yourself like hitting up the same people or not having a lot of movement in your business. I even joked, like, I went out last night, which, you know, it's not the healthiest of activities, but it is something that you can run into people and then they just like turn into a 3-day refresh sale because they're like, oh my God, Maria, I need blah, blah, blah. And we just talk in the bathroom line and it turns into that type of stuff. So it's like getting around people and having those conversations, whatever it ends up being, baby showers, all that kind of stuff, the things you might not want to go to talk to people. So cool. Keep us posted on that, Ben. That would be neat to hear about.
okay, sounds good. I need to get off here and check out of the hotel.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
No, but I did have one question. With Hammer and Chisel, what kind of, I guess the website probably shows me what I would need to purchase to start that after the Insanity Max 30?
Yes, there's going to be a national wake-up call. This Monday's national wake-up call is going to be all about it. So
Okay.
I'll have us all listen to that. And then there's I'll find some YouTube videos that talks about the equipment that you'll need because the people who have been doing the test group talk about it. But yeah, I think we're all excited for it. I think it's going to be a really good program. Just powerlifting in general is nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Ben.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, cool. So I don't know if that makes you feel better. I love like hearing Joy and Ben's. They're trying to just meet people and start things. And then I know like Jessica and I'd be like, we just have so much to promote and so much we're involved in. It's like, those are your problems now. It's not like you meet people all the time. It's just a matter of being focused and effective. And like, what do you launch and what do you announce? But yeah. Anybody?
I agree with that 100%.
Yes.
It's like, what's the best way to talk to them? Is it in classes? Is it online? Is it this? Is it that? Or you want 10 different things from them or like for me, I'm promoting, like I'm part of that charity event. I'm doing the MMA fights. Well, all of those things require money and time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to pick and choose my battles with the different people that I'm meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want them to come to this event? Do I want them to know me for this? Do I want them to know me for that? So they always ask me, what's my fitness title? I'm like, oh God, don't ask me that. I'm like, there's like 100.
Entrepreneur, I say. Health and fitness entrepreneur. If you talk to a businessman like Mark Cuban, he's like, if he listed all the things he's involved in, you'd be like, you're ADD, but really he's just smart with what he puts his investments in and time, money, and blood, sweat.
I really like Mark Cuban.
What?
I really like him.
Me too.
Yes. And I feel really bad because like the Lewis House thing, it's totally on the back burner right now. Like,
is that the greatness thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I had to cut something out, and that's the first thing that went, so I could keep things going.
Right.
And we did not feel bad about it.
Yes. Yes, you do. You do. Yeah. You can only do what you can do, and just get smart. I think it's always like there's, for example, and this is just a version of it, whereas yours could be like volunteering for your children's school, like everyone's is different, but mine, I have these really, really exciting cycle bars popping up in Indianapolis, and they're all coming out at the same time, of course. It's like McDonald's, Burger King, and whatever. They all want to pop up right there. And then the New City Y is opening, and I'm going to be teaching there a little bit, but then the spin bars or whatever, cycle bars are popping up, and everybody wants, the instructors to teach there. And it's like, although I would meet a ton of people, it is taking me away from Beachbody programs and doing stuff at home, and then I'm burnt out. And so just picking wisely, again, what you choose to do and what you promote. But I think what Jessica's starting to focus on is the newsletter, and that's really, really smart because all of these things that we get involved in, all these networks, if we can get them on the email list and we can get into their email inbox where they're focused and they're not distracted by babies and puppies and all that stuff on Facebook, it's really effective. And I found that when I do send out those newsletters, and Maggie is very successful with her Success Club points, and a lot of that is her consistent newsletter. That's a big thing. If you guys haven't looked into that yet, it's very effective to use that as like a common weekly.
I'm excited to really get that and have the different lists broken out and really target those that I think would benefit from the different types of things. So that way I don't have to think about it. I don't have to message 900 people. It's just one mass general thing.
And people can message back that are interested. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's
not everybody's on Facebook.
Right. Or pays attention to it or opens it up. Yeah. Sure. Cool. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? I know we always just like throw up things to talk about, but I wanted to cover what you guys need.
Well, I have a couple of things. One in particular, I have 9 total coaches. 4 of them are inactive right now. How do you consistently show the value of Shakeology? Because they're all discount coaches. One is because she's pregnant, so Shakeology is making her sick, so she's not drinking it. She says she absolutely loves it, so that's another thing. But I have a couple of that were pretty spontaneous, unexpected, and they became inactive that way. And I don't know, like me, I do what I need to, not just because I'm active in the business. Even if I weren't active, I would do whatever it took to make sure that I had Shakeology. In fact, before I was super active, I bought packets from Jessica because I would drink it more than I probably should, more than my one serving a day, because I see the value in it.
Right.
How do you, they're drinking it, they're getting it monthly, and now like I said, I have 3 that are not really, 2 that are actually not really legitimate reasons to be inactive. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Are they doing any challenge groups or any program right now?
No, the one was very, very unexpected. In fact, I was just talking to her last week, and then all of a sudden she showed up as inactive, and I thought maybe, her credit card either declined because of expiration date or whatever, because I know that's happened before. But she didn't really respond to my making sure everything's okay, that type of message to her.
Right.
She does have 21-day fix, isn't consistent with it, which is fine. I don't know. I just need to figure out how to show people the value of Shakeology and why it's so important, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And something that I definitely deal with. And I think that I have to ask myself, to me, Shakeology is totally it's totally congruent with healthy lifestyle. Like, to me, like, if somebody's not drinking their Shakeology, they don't prioritize healthy lifestyle. Maybe that's just me reaching, because I think like they should know all those things. And if they're choosing, like the days I choose to not have it, there's been a few days that I'm just saying I'm going to not be healthy today. But that. So it's one of two things. One, do they not know how amazing it is and what it all benefits? Or two, is it something that they totally know, but they're just going to hide from it? And like, I have coaches and people and customers, you can tell me that it's amazing, it's great, I love it, but then they back up on their orders and then they cancel and then they get caught up again or whatever it is. So just touching base with them and making them feel comfortable, which I'm sure you do, to open up as to what's going on. And then to literally reiterate what you're saying to me. And this is something I was talking about last time, Cole, like, and this is something I need to get better at, is when people become coaches, or especially when they become coaches, but challengers too, have them like the Shakeology page, have them like Darren O'Lean, have them start listening to that podcast, like getting them into the behaviors where every fifth thought in their head is Shakeology or something. I mean, that's exaggerating, but they have to hear. It's like Coca-Cola. I use that all the time, but you'd forget about Starbucks if you didn't drive by it every day. I mean, there's a reason we have to be so repetitive with people, because we're so distracted and we're so easily swayed to have ice cream instead of Shakeology. Like, it's just choosing a different lifestyle. So I guess I would say is now definitely open up that conversation, which sounds like you're doing. And sometimes I'll make posts like, why do I do this every day? And kind of just hit that objection and layer that throughout my posts. Like, yes, every day I eat it because it's more convenient to do it this way. Or I travel and I want to stay healthy, or all that stuff. But there's a lot of people that I'm pretty good about. My coaches are pretty good, but I stay on top of them. Like, I'm constantly checking in to see how things are going, or make sure. Another thing would be to make sure they're in a challenge group, or make sure they're on the program. Because what I found is a lot of people, when they are doing a program, then they're on that. I want to be healthy. So if they're doing their workout, they're drinking their Shakeology, it's almost like the same thing. It's like, it's not the easiest thing to do all the time, but you make it happen. And it's crazy because Shakeology is delicious and all that, but it's still something that people get sick of, or people don't want to do. And some days they're in the mood, some days they're not in the mood, but it's doing it. And maybe talking about it like that, like just hitting it. I've started to be like that with people. I'm like, there's going to be days you don't want to drink it. There's going to be days you don't want to eat it. But, do you want to be healthy every day, essentially? Go ahead, Jess.
I'm going to say, just from being off of it, which I'm admitting, my last few months with competition, I can't have that. Unfortunately, the sugar's too high in it for what I need to be in for my nutrition. However, right now I'm struggling to get back into it. I mean, I've got 3 months worth of it backlogged. And I mean, we're talking about me here. And, I just try to be creative with the ways that I'm putting it into different things, because it's not trained in my mind anymore. Like, that's not the first thing I go to anymore. And I have to rebuild up my tolerance for it as well, because my stomach is so weird again. But I also know that I spent $300 the last 3 months to try to replace that $100 Shakeology, and it still doesn't cover it. I still don't feel as good as I did when I was drinking it consistently. So I should probably talk about that more, honestly. But coming from the coach side, that technically I'm not inactive, but I am, because I'm not using it. Or wasn't using it. I'm like at every day, every other day, every 2 days right now, trying to get back into it. I don't have a blender, and I'm gone a lot more than I want to be right now to be able to use it. But I mean, I know it happens. and I know that it's there. I guess maybe they do that too. Like, they just know it's there. And I definitely can't say that I'm slacking in any way, shape, or form. But I don't know. It's just trying to find different creative ways to use it, and maybe posting recipes of other ways besides drinking and eating it, or ways to eat it would help them too.
Yeah, it's definitely an ongoing. That's good advice, Jess. I think it's ongoing for sure. But yeah.
I mean, is it abnormal to have that high number of inactive coaches? I mean, I know I only have 9 in comparison to, I don't even know how many you have, Maria, but is it abnormal
right now?
Right, I heard you say that, so that makes me feel a little bit better that
one of them decided to go to that Whole30, which that doesn't include Shakeology at this point in time, which Shakeology technically is whole-ish, depending on which way you go.
Yeah, you're competing with, you've got like the healthy people who are considering paleo and Whole30. I mean, it's $1 billion industry, so we're always going to have people who, unless they, I don't know, just helping them get results and realizing why Shakeology is, like, why you have such a, you are so convicted in Shakeology doesn't mean that they're going to have that conviction. So you have to just really get to their why, like, why are you doing this, and making sure that they're getting the results that they want. Because chances are, like, I know I always switch things up, like whether it's fasting or whether it's meal delivery or whether it's 21-day fix. I experiment when I'm not having success or when I'm feeling like I don't like the last thing I tried or it's not working for me anymore. But Shakeology, fortunately, has stayed super consistent. The business helps with that. Like, I know how good it is for me, but I also know that it is the best way for me to have an income, like a business.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if that's important to them at all, but that's something to touch on. I would say that you're just competing with a lot of things. And I do have a lot of coaches, and I've had a lot of coaches quit. And I've had a lot of coaches who are completely great, like health coaches. And then, Jessica's a case in point. Like, she's doing obviously phenomenal things, but she's not, like, she admits she's not like the perfect Shakeology every day, never stops it coach. I mean, there's just going to be, so it is totally normal, Valerie, is what I'm trying to say. But
okay. I have a hard time because I am so passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really hard time accepting the fact that other people can't see the value in it that is there. And even though, yes, it's $100 a month as $116 essentially is what you pay for it, being a discount coach. I just have a hard time when people say that it's expensive or it's, or they'd rather, case in point, I just had a customer, or not even a customer, she's just an acquaintance that, her sister-in-law is an Advocare rep, and she can get the shakes for less than $30 a month. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right. What's in there? Well, I would say, because you're so passionate, I would totally leverage that and maybe be creative with moving forward with your coaches and send them like a weekly video or get them on a call or just do things, because they do need to be handheld until they're at that point that you're at. Because I was that way. I didn't even know what Shakeology was until I read up on it. It could be that missing article. It could be that missing video. It could be that missing conversation with 5 other people that feel as passionately as you do, Valerie. Because like, I think about all my new coaches. I'm like, I got to get them to a live event, or I got to get them to a team call, or I got to get, it's when the light bulbs go off is when you see a big difference in people in the business. Cause it's a vision. Like, you see like I might be drinking Shakeology, but what does that look like 1 year from now? Oh, I see these people happy and healthy and having longer lives. And then I see business people flourishing and doing this full time. If I never saw that vision, I would not be doing what I do. So getting them, it sounds like you should leverage your passion, whether that's a one-on-one phone call or sending them a video. I would just be creative with just continually educating them yourself, since you are so passionate.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool. Well, let's see. Anything else anybody wants to touch on? Any objections or any wins anybody's talking about? Oh, okay. Go ahead, Kayla. Sounds like you're going to say something.
I'm really excited. I made Success Club this month for the first time in like a lot. I don't even It's been since the last time I hit success.
Woohoo! What worked this month for you?
I feel like last month I really started being more active again and just kind of posting more, and then I think I finally started like following up on like, I don't know, I have clients that like, oh yeah, I want to try that Shakeology, like, and they just kept on saying it, would never like pull the trigger, like, yeah, I want to try it, like, you know what I mean? So I finally was like, hey, this month, do you want to try it? Like, like just almost like pressing a little, like calling them out, like, okay, you keep on saying you want to try it, like, let's try it.
Right.
One girl I finally signed up, and she like my new coach, and then one other girl, like they've both been saying they wanted to try it. So I finally was like, come on, let's do it. Let's try it. And then one of my other challengers, she actually she bought another challenge pack. So that was cool. She'd been talking about trying PIO for a while. So so she finally got it, and she wanted to get an extra bag of Shakeology. So I've got one girl at work that's interested in Shakeology, and I've got to follow up with her again. And then I've got another client that's been talking about trying Shakeology, and she's going to buy T25 for her husband for Christmas and Shakeology. So I don't know if this month or next month, but I feel like it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I also, like, a goal of mine is just to like get back into like my own personal like habits, because that helps. I feel like when my clients see me and they, that's how I got the most traction in the beginning, because I had a physical transformation. So everybody saw that. And I feel like I've kind of gotten a little more lax with my personal journey. So I'd like to focus on that. That's definitely like my goal in December, is just to kind of get back to me.
Right.
Letting that kind of go out. But yay. I'm excited.
That's awesome. I think that's great. And to kind of just to talk about it, like I've just been signing up coaches, and it's been very under the radar, but people are coming to me and just, they've been watching or whatever it is. It's so random to me. I'm like, I'm trying to remember. So there's the coach who's out of San Francisco, and she's a chef. And then there's another one. Gosh, this is horrible. Somebody just signed up recently. I'm like, never did I ever think I'd be attracting the certain kind of coaches that I'm attracting, because they're from like different states and different careers, like not instructors. But it just goes to show you that like the more consistent you are and just keep putting it out there, and people will come to you when they're ready. And it's neat. It's neat to see how that works. People are watching and are thinking, I want to get on board. I want to do this. I want to do what she's doing. I'm just not ready yet. And then they'll come to you when they are ready. So it's really cool when that happens. Yeah, cool. Well, I think we're all doing really well. I'm looking at the success club points, like the coaches and stuff. And we might not be like the fastest, craziest growing team, but we're a really cool group of people that, care about their customers and really do put a lot of passion and heart into things. And I think that stands for a lot. So I'm really proud of all of the efforts you guys put in and the results. I think we're all doing really great. So yeah, so I will be posting different stuff this week as I like lose brain power right now. Sorry, I'm like shutting down. But yeah. Anything else anyone wants to add, or are we good for the night, empowered and ready to tackle our week starting tomorrow?
Yep, I start a clean eating group tomorrow. So
Sweet.
yay!
Yes, leverage post Thanksgiving. That's all I can say. Be available next week or this week. People will be ready to message you. Okay. Well, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Thanks, Maria. Bye.